Hi there, Chris again, and today's video is about making MIDI strings sound realistic. I love writing for strings, and I started out by creating gaming covers using various orchestral libraries. And over the years of doing this, it's really enabled me to realise how these libraries should sound and work. Nowadays, everyone uses samples, and the common problem that we all face is making them sound realistic. They lack the dynamics and expression that a real live player would have. In my experience, regardless of how good your composition is, it's always going to sound flat and emotionless if you just place an untouched string patch within your music. So I'm going to be showing you some techniques that you can apply to your samples to help combat this problem. Now for this tutorial, I'm going to be using Spitfire chamber strings. I personally love this library. I just love the way they thought about everything, transitions between the notes, and the overall tone is fantastic. And it's worth pointing out as well, there are many alternatives out there, such as Cinematic Studio Strings and 8-Dio Anthology series. So the two main techniques I'm going to be running through to you now are the expression and the dynamics. So the expression controls the overall volume of the instrument. So for example, and the dynamics control the overall velocity of the instrument, for example, how hard it's playing. And numerous string libraries have multiple recorded dynamic layers. So for example, they record soft, medium and hard. So this is the soft layer, medium layer, and the hard layer. And whilst you're using the mod wheel, you're naturally crossfading between these dynamic layers, giving a realistic sound. So I'm going to be showing you how to apply these techniques to a string ensembles patch, and I'm going to be writing a quick 8-bar loop. So here we go. So you probably heard as I was recording this, there was just one static velocity layer, there was no movement. So I think what we're going to do now is just add some dynamics in. So let's go. Now already you can hear that's a lot more natural, because string players would naturally ebb and flow between the phrases. And it's worth pointing out with string players in general, before they begin playing a phrase, they fade into the note, and when they finish the phrase, they diminuendo or fade out. So it's really important to emulate that within these techniques. So I'm going to apply the expression to emulate the fade in and the fade out of the players. And it should sound a lot more natural. And here's what it sounds like. So you've got the nice natural swells that a string player would normally do. So now we're going to record a bass line, and whilst I'm playing this in, I'm going to be using the mod wheel to control the dynamics. So here we go. Again, sounds more natural, and we're going to use the same effect again with the expression. Just quickly draw in the fades and the diminuendo towards the end. Next, we're going to be working on the short string section, the rhythmic part of the track. Now, a lot of people would just draw these in, and it would just sound unnatural because it's just one velocity layer. So it would sound something like this. Whereas I prefer to play these in, and it sounds like this. So there's a much more natural response of the strings. Now, if you don't have a keyboard, don't worry, you can always adjust the velocities in the piano roll. So let's record the rhythmic part. So again, that sounds nice and natural. With the short notes, you don't really have to worry about expression, as the notes aren't long enough for the players to fade in and out. And finally, we're going to be recording the lead line of the piece. This is technically the singing voice, if you will, of the string orchestra. So it's really important to get the most out of the dynamics and really make it as expressive as possible. So here we go. So again, we're going to apply the expression just to have that nice fade in and out again. Also copying a little bit what the dynamics are doing, as you can see here. And we're going to fade out towards the end. So with all these techniques applied across the board, here's what it sounds like. Once you've mastered these simple techniques, it really does not take a lot of time to go through, and it really enhances the sound of your music. We hope you found this tutorial of use. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to put in the comment section below. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.